Hello everyone, and welcome for a quick tutorial on how to install DIPY on Windows. So first of all, to install DIPY you will need a Python environment, and for this there is many choices. So you can go to Python website, or you can get a distribution like Anaconda. Here in this case we decided to go with Anaconda because Anaconda is really an ecosystem who get already many open source scientific packages that you can use. So for that I will go here. I will use a browser of your choice. So here I'm using Firefox, as you can see. So I open the browser and then I will search for Anaconda. So Python Anaconda. Sorry for that. So you can see that after a quick search you found this free download of the Anaconda distribution. So you click on download, free download. And here you can see that Anaconda is available for Windows, Mac or Linux. You can also see on the distribution that they got many scientific packages like SciPy and NumPy was references in the field for Python, or TensorFlow and PyTorch for if you want to do a bit of machine learning on AI. So for now, we just want to download the distribution, so we'll click on download here, and you can see that the download here started, which is great. So depending of your connection, internet connection, it will be faster or slower. So once the download is done, you just need to double click to the executable. To let the thing start. So you can see that it is starting. So let me reduce this browser, and now you can see that the installation process starts for Anaconda. So here I will just click next. Of course you can read all the agreement that you run, and then after finish reading the agreement you say I agree. Make sure that you install just for you on your Windows system. Define where you want to install Anaconda. Here my installation will be on the C user escudero app data. I could change where it is. Just make sure that you have underscore Anaconda 3 here. So I can click on next. Another important information to know is you can see that the space required for Anaconda is 5 giga, almost 6 giga, which is huge. This is because it's containing all these packages, and there is many packages that you might not even need. So make sure that you have space on your disk, a lot of space on your disk. As you can see, for me it's not an issue. But if this is too much space for you, you can avoid to install Anaconda and just install the classic Python distribution and install the required package. So here I'm going to next, and of course I can create a shortcut menu, and I can register Anaconda as my default Python 3.11. So you can see that here the version is Python 3.11, which is a quite recent version, and is great. We can go for it, and you can go with install. So the installation can take up to 5 minutes. I might cut this video if I see that it is too long, and come back when the installation finished. Okay, we are back. The installation is done. So as you can see, it's completed. He extracted all the menu, and he proposes to go to the next step. So then we click on next. We see that he tells us what he did. So go to next, and then we have few options. So it's already ticked. So we can just click on finished and see what he proposed to us. So he opened our browser to show us welcome to Anaconda. So for this part, we don't care. And it's all mainly. So now we want to check if the installation is done. Oh, okay. It was a bit slow, but it started Anaconda that I was expected. So let him, it's starting. So you can see that on my Windows computer is a bit slow. It could be faster, but he has a lot of stuff to load. So here I propose you to get to sign up for Anaconda data, but we don't need any data for Anaconda, so you can close this window without any issue. So you can see that the Anaconda navigator proposes you a ton of interfaces that can be useful, and that we will come back later when we need them. But for now, we want to check if Anaconda is very well installed, and we want to install DIPY on this Python environment. So for that, so I will let him finish to update his packages indexes, and we will minimize the windows. So I click on minimize the windows here. Of course, he asked me to update Anaconda here in this case, as you can see here, and I don't want to update Anaconda now, so you can click on no, remind me later. If you have the opportunity later, you can update Anaconda. So I minimize these windows, and to make sure that Anaconda is installed, I will go here, as you can see, on the left, bottom left, and I will type Anaconda, and you can see that he proposed me already Anaconda prompt. So we want to go to the Anaconda terminal to be sure that we are in terminal and where Anaconda is installed. So I click on it, and the terminal is open. You can see that you are in an Anaconda environment, that when you see here, there is a base that shows you that he is on the main environment of Anaconda. So that's great. If I open this window, I click enter. Now let's install DIPY. So the simplest way to install DIPY is just to do pip install, DIPY. So when you do that, a lot of stuff is happening. Actually, what it's doing is checking DIPY dependency, try to install all DIPY dependency, and then start to install DIPY. So it should take a few seconds, and after that, DIPY is completely installed on your conda environment. So congratulations, you have DIPY now. So you can see here, especially, it said that I have successfully installed, and you can see that the version installed is DIPY 1.8. Maybe when you will do this process, it will be a more recent version of DIPY. So to check if DIPY is really installed, what we can do is to check if the command line are present. So I will type a command line of DIPY, like DIPY info. Sorry for that, I have a keyboard issue. So let's come back. So I type DIPY underscore info and -h. So -h is to ask him to give me all the help. So great, as you can see, DIPY info is here. He gave me all the information on how to run this command line, and that's great. So to get the list of command line, a good way to do it will be to check on DIPY website. So for that, I will go to the browser like last time. Here I will open my Firefox. I will go to dipy.org, and on dipy.org you can see the beautiful website of DIPY. Let me increase this screen. And the next step is to go to the documentation. So if I'm going clicking here on doc, as you can see, then I'm going to CLI, so command line interface API. You can see that I have all the lists of the command line available in DIPY. So there is DIPY info that we just type here, and if I click on it, DIPY info, you can see that you have exactly the same usage, how to use it here. That is describe it here that we run on the terminal. So that's a good way to check which command line you want. Sometimes, depending on your terminal, it will let you do a tabulation. So if I'm doing DIPY underscore tabulation, sometimes it proposes you all the possibilities. Here in this case, it doesn't do it. So you will need to know all the command line or to go to DIPY website to see all the command line available. Also, a good way to do it, to know how to use the command line, is to go to the doc for the doc section of the documentation, and then you have CLI workflow tutorial. So if I click on it, you see that you have different introduction on how to use the different command line interface, and especially if we go to the first one, for example, downloading that type of data set, you just need to do DIPY fetch and list to get the list of data set that we have in DIPY. Here, DIPY fetch list, and if I type this, you can see that it shows me all the available data set that we can use in DIPY. So that's all for the DIPY installation. Of course, there is also, this is really as a basic user. If you want to start to develop, you can go to the tutorial in DIPY. For example, here I'm going to DIPY tutorial. I'm going to the first example here, quick start. Okay, and it shows you how to run and to code in Python using DIPY. Okay. And what is great is at the end of the tutorial, you can easily download the script to run it. So here we could just click on it to download it. You can see that here it is download. So I can open the folder. So the file is here. Quick start. I need to be able to open this file. And to open this file, I will need an editor. We recommend to use the editor, the Visual Studio Code. When we install Anaconda prompt, so if we come back to the Anaconda prompt that we showed last time, you can see that it proposes you different applications, and one specific application to open your Python script is Visual Studio Code that you can see here. So I just need to click on launch. So I click on this button here, and it will start an editor. So let him start it, and it starts to appear. So during this time that it appears, I can minimize these windows. Okay. Okay, great. We have a Visual Studio Code with start. And now, of course, he starts to initialize and do all he needs to do. What now I just need to do, I can, since this is the first time I run Visual Studio Code, he asked me to edit, to setting it up. So you can, of course, choose your theme. Me, you can see that I'm already in dark mode. You can choose which language you want to use. In this case, we want to use Python. So I apologize. Everything is quite slow on my laptop since I'm in a remote desktop. And to run your Python script, you will just need to do a classic drag and drop on your environment here. So I will just need to get this file. So here everything is asking a lot of information when I start. This is the first time. I don't need this welcome. I'm closing all of that to speed up the process. Okay. And what I will do is I will just drag and drop the script on my Python editor. Which should open it. Okay, I will drag again. Yes, I trust this file. And you can see that this Python script is opened, and you will see the syntax color that of our Python script. On a new tutorial, I will show you how to run a DIPY via a Python script. But for now, you have all. So here, the script. Of course, to run it, you just need to click on the button run here that appear, and it should run since the DIPY is already installed on your environment. So in case you have any issue when you run it, an interesting point is to check which Python this script is using. And to do that, you see here, okay, let me minimize that you can see it clearly. So completely on the bottom, you have some information here on the bottom of the editor. And you can see that here you can select the language and the environment. So here you can see that we are in our base Anaconda, which is exactly the base Anaconda that we saw just here. Okay. So this is a good sign to tell you that you are in the right place, you use the right Python 3.11. Okay, here if I'm doing a Python, if I ask what is the Python version on my terminal, so Python -- version, I click enter, you can see that we are in Python 3.11.5. So both correspond, so I'm sure that here in this environment I have a DIPY working, and here in this environment I have working. So that's all for DIPY installation. So you know that if you want to use DIPY, you have the Anaconda prompt that you can use via opening via the Windows search here, or via an editor that Anaconda provides you and that you can set up initially. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to contact me. My name is Serge, and thank you for watching this video. See you on the next one. Bye bye.